Darley Jefferson. In the mix.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Warning, this is a total blackout. Please stand by as we are currently testing our systems. Testing lighting equipment, LED screens. Testing blinders. Testing lasers. Testing 3D video. Okay, we are about to do a full frequency sweep. 20 hertz. 50 hertz. 200 hertz. 440 hertz. 1 kilohertz. 2 kilohertz. 5 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz. Okay. Subwoofer kick test.
Show me a piece of your heart. I'm calling you up to getting down, down. Show me a piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down. Show me a piece of your heart, a piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down, down. The way that we touch is never enough. I'm turning you up to getting down, down. Show me a piece of your heart, a piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down, down. The way that we touch is never enough. I'm turning you up to getting down, down, down.
What? Sorry, just quickly. What if it's
Da 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 da
So you're a tough guy, like you're really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always above guy. I'm that bad type, think you're on the sad side. Think you come from that type, recipe that type.
Push me, and then just hurt me, till I can get my satisfaction, 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 satisfaction.
I'm a bad guy.
don't know how, but I need you now. I can feel your love pulling me up from the underground. I don't need my drugs. We could be more than just part-time lovers. I can feel your touch picking me up from the underground. I don't need my drugs. We could be more than just part-time lovers. I can feel your love pulling me up from the underground. I don't need my drugs. We could be more than just part-time lovers.
I'm at a party I don't wanna be at, and I don't ever wear a suit and tie. Wondering if I can sneak out the back. Nobody's even looking me in my eyes. And you take my hand, finish my drink, say shall we dance? Hell yeah. You know I love you, did I ever tell you? You make it better like that. Don't think I'm fitting up this party. Everyone's got so much to say. Yeah. I always feel like I'm nobody. Who wants to fit in anyway? 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel that maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. 'Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. 'Cause I don't care.
welcome to my house.
Let me see that booty go. Let me see that booty go.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone and I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. Till then I walk alone. We won't get this life
Oh, child, will you ever get by? Will you listen to things I say? Will you know the difference from your wrong or right? Will you learn it along the way? Si sientes que te falla los pies al caminar, volverás de nuevo a levantarte o en el suelo te quedarás. And I know that I can't pretend that I haven't had my regret. From the memories that I've kept to the history I forget. Entiende que en la vida das un paso a la vez. Oh, child, just do what you love, cause you won't get this life again. Oh, child, no, 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 don't you worry. Oh, child, I know you'll be okay. And I know you won't get this life again. No, you won't get this life again.
I walk alone, I walk up. Till then I walk alone. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone.
is a star that lights the road. Will it take me to the end? Well, I don't know. But for one last time, I'll take this ride and just drive. I wanna be the only one to make it to the light. I'll take it to the edge where I died 1,000 times. And maybe I could be the one riding through the setting sun tonight. Just drive. Breathing out or breathing in. Broken down, but I will live to fight again. For one last time, I take this ride and just drive. I wanna be the only one to make it to the light. I'll take it to the edge where I died 1,000 times. And maybe I could be the one riding to the setting sun tonight. Just there is a star that lights the road. Will it take me to the end? Well, I don't know. I wanna be the only one to make it to the light. I'll take it to the edge where I died 1,000 times. And maybe I could be the one riding to the setting sun tonight. Just drive.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome once again to Supreme Formula Racing. Today being hosted at Belgium, the Spa-Francorchamps track, and a country where, did you know, they're the only place with the fully illuminated motorways, I believe I was told. Something like that anyway, I can't remember. But let's actually focus on what's important tonight. The racing. We are here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, whereas last week we were at the shortest track. This week we are at the longest. 2 DRS zones to attack on. There are, I think there were like 19, 18 corners that I didn't quite see because that's what I get for not looking at the video beforehand. But Spa-Francorchamps has always given us great racing, and I'm expecting more of the same tonight, especially as, by the looks of things, we may indeed just have a full 20-car grid. So, once again, I believe I'm going to be on my own this weekend. Big Will is battling illness this week, I believe. So sadly, I don't think he'll be with me this weekend. So it looks like I will be on my own. We do have 20 drivers ready and waiting to go by the looks of things, though. And we should be starting, I'd say, anytime soon then. Let me just start a party up. So if anyone does want to join, for whatever reason, you get knocked out qualifying, you crash out of the race, don't hesitate to jump in with me. I'm always happy to have you. Remember when we hated this new music? I do remember, yeah. I remember when it first came up. I think it's just the reaction of like everyone was always like, it's new, we don't like it. Ugh. But then after you get used to it after a while, you don't think, yeah, this is definitely F1 stuff. So, I believe we're still waiting. Let me just see if that's anything to do with the race. Pick a car. So we have got Nade and Jezza picking a car. First come, first served. Okay, that means Nade will be jumping in the Toro Rosso. Jezza is going in the Haas. And I will do a very quick shout out as well to making his SFR debut this weekend is TES Signs, also known as Methods. He'll be driving the Renault alongside Rohard Lad. And yeah, he is making his debut. He's a great chap, his Signs. And I'll be interested to see just what kind of pace he can show around the longest track in F1. We are just about to get underway where everyone's readying up. Pre-quality shit, lads, be back. Chris always with the TMI. That's pretty standard for Chris. Cornish Pirate saying he still hates new music, never understood what was wrong with the old 15-second intro. I mean, I sort of agree with you, but at the same time, I think it was for ushering in a new era, I'd assume. So, no, I like both. So if they brought out the old one back, I would be fine with that. If they kept with this one, I'm fine with it. But yeah, I get what you're saying though, Cornish Pirate. You know, it is one of those things like if it's not broke, don't fix it. But anyway, so this weekend it looks like we have a full 20-car grid for you. This is going to be good. We had 18 take the race last time out. That does mean the full qualifying format will stand. And we've got some very solid drivers today. Obviously, last week out, one of the most hectic races I've ever called in my short commentary career. And it ended up being BXTN90, an unlikely winner. I think even he'd have to agree with that statement. An unlikely winner taking the win with Harrison second. And I believe Stracker taking the third place after Map 45 took a grid drop. I didn't actually realise that until it was too late. Make sure my mum didn't... It wasn't actually my mother, Chris. It was my neighbours. They were shouting at me. Oh, and that is very bad timing for Dom to leave the session right as... I think his car did make it in, though, so I think he might be able to retake it if he joins back. Yeah, it wasn't my mum, it was my neighbours. Make that whatever you will. But yeah, apparently it was being a little too loud last night, so I might... Although then again, that was a little later as well. That was like... sort of 10 o'clock-ish time, so I can understand. I'll try and be a little bit quieter tonight, but it depends on how excited I get, I suppose. Give me a reason to hate my neighbours. Anyway, qualifying 1 is now underway, so only the top 5 drivers will progress. Apparently Stracker, good eye, Chris. In fact, I will double check the... I'm going to check all the tickets as well because Supreme Formula Racing do put them on the Facebook, which, by the way, go give them a like on Facebook if you haven't already. Also like their Twitter page, the YouTube channel, which hasn't got enough subscribers for a custom URL yet, so we can't put it up. But do go and like them on YouTube as well and on Twitter, and also give this the Twitch page a like as well. I'll just go check the tickets so that I know exactly what to expect. Let's have a look. So drivers will have a grid drop is Redman, who is not here. Rashi, who is not here either. Sebastian247, who is here, he has a 1-place drop. And Stracker R11, as Chris pointed out, will be serving a 1-place grid penalty as well. So the Toro Rosso and the McLaren. Anyway, let's get the track map up. Let's get the lap data on. Get the tyres fitted on. And we can focus on what's going out. Norris is the first driver to take the track on the hard compound tyres with, I believe it is TES Leclerc, the reigning champion, out behind him. So this is Norris, I presume, just doing a little bit of a reconnaissance lap on the hard tyres, maybe just trying to get a feel for the lap. Obviously, we are only in Q1 at the moment. The top 15 progress, the bottom 5 are knocked out. I do hope Dom does get back in. In fact, I might just go send him an invite. Let me just go find his name while we've got the time to do so. Where are you? Where is he? Sure, I have him added. Is he gone offline completely? We were having internet issues yesterday. Don't know. Oh well. I'll let the admins handle that one, if they can. But anyway, so Norris has let Leclerc go by, so it's now Leclerc who leads the pack now. So perhaps seeing that Leclerc was on the soft compound tyres, which he is, Sebastian's out there on softs, BX is out there on hards, Gunhead's out there on softs, Nade 74 making his return to SFR out there on softs as well. Harrison's out there on softs too. So yellow flags in sector 3. I presume it's for cars just slowing down to give each other room, although that might also be another reason Norris has spun. The number 91 Alfa Romeo has spun. He's just letting all the other cars go by, I think, before he reverses, although I don't think he can stay stationary too long, otherwise he might get disqualified. So Harrison needs to go through, and then now you can put it in reverse. And he's been parked too long, and that is not fair. He was keeping out of people's way, but unfortunately he's been disqualified. So not a good start for TES Norris. Doesn't even get to do a lap of the Belgium Spa-Francorchamps track. That's a bit rough, to be honest. He was just staying out of the way. That's a bit unfair, if you ask me, but unfortunately there's not a lot we can do about that. We will just have to focus on as TES Leclerc is on a lap. Fuck's sake, Matty. Yes, hello, aye, Captain Carroll. Nice to have you on board with us as we get this qualifying session truly underway. Leclerc is on a flyer by the look of it. Let's see what kind of lap time he does. So obviously, as I said, we've gone from the shortest lap time in F1 last week at Austria to the longest lap time in F1 at Belgium this week. In Austria they were doing 105, some in the 104s even. In Belgium, expect it to be more sort of the 143-44 mark, I would say. But maybe someone will surprise me and do a 142. Let's see what Leclerc can do on his opening gambit for Williams. I should also point out as well, I'll just let him go through. 145.0 is Leclerc's first lap. Pushcar Xbox in the sister Williams is making his full-time Williams debut, it should be said. He will be alongside TES Leclerc for the foreseeable future. He showed some decent pace in Austria. Sadly, it didn't quite work out for him when it came to some strategy calls. Meanwhile, Nade has gone fastest of everyone, 144.4, but then that's been smashed again by Harrison in the Racing Point 143.8. So it's now Harrison leading the way. Sebastian did a 45.1, Gunhead a 45.3, BX on the hards did a 46.3. That's maybe an idea of just how much slower the hard tyres are going to be around this track. It is the longest track, so expect a really big gap between the softs and the hards here. So, who else is on a lap? I think Chris is on a lap in the Ferrari. Had a bit of a difficult race last time out. We still got some points out of it, but I think he'll be the one to put his hand up and say he got a strategy call very wrong. He had been on course for a podium finish before, pitting for dries when he should have held out on the intermediates. He did still manage to get 8th place in the end, though, so let's see where he can put his car this time. I believe he was P4 last time out, if my memory serves me correctly. So, I think Pushcar's on an out lap, or is he about to start a flying lap? I'm not sure. Oh, we got Toro Rosso in the barrier. That was Nade trying to get out of the way, but he's actually ended up taking out a barrier in doing so. But did keep out of Chris's way, as did the Racing Point of Harrison. Bit of a messy escape. Let's stay on board with the Ferrari as he's coming through Blanchimont now, I believe. There he goes. Now coming down to the bus stop chicane. Heavy braking into this final chicane here. Didn't used to be like this in the old days. It was a different corner altogether, but I think this is better this way. I think it's fine like this. And what does Chris do? 43.9, snipping at the heels of Harrison. Only about a 10th off of him, so ooh, I'm expecting a very close podium battle between them, but we've still got a few other contenders to compete with. Bull Progeny is on a lap, so let's see how he is doing. He's just behind Not Matt 45, that is Jezza, who's also on a lap. So actually, let's see what Jezza can do. I believe, if my memory is correct, this is Jezza's first race on the wheel. He said that last race in Austria was going to be his last on the pad. So there may be a bit of an adjustment curve to get used to. But to be honest, Jezza was a bit all over the place before. So we'll have to see how he does. And you can see he's sort of not pushing, maybe just trying to get a feel for the wheel. I presume he has done a little bit of practice beforehand anyway. Meanwhile, Progeny does a 44.0, so very much in the fight. Only 4 thousandths off of Sinful Chris's time. While Nade 44.4, still not far off, but he'll need to find a little bit more than that if he's going to contend for the pole. Meanwhile, Constant Ryan, another very strong pole position contender, is setting off on his flying lap in the Alfa Romeo. His teammate, as we know, has been disqualified already in this session for honestly doing the right thing. I think there's no other way of saying it. Ben, if you want to jump in, feel free, mate. I've only just seen your message, but if you want to come in, yeah, thank you very much. He is here already. He was reading my mind. And so I am now joined by Beasty NUFC in the commentary box. Beasty, how are you? I hope you can hear me. Oh, he can't hear me because I had my actual mic muted. Hello, Ben. Now this... Oh, there we go. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Ben. Good to have you here with us. Right, so are you in the...
shortly.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's only one spot left for a spectator, so I'll just throw an invite your way. There you go. Right, meanwhile, still on board with the Alpha of Constant Ryan. He's just coming up to the final sector now. And there we go, Beasty NUFC has joined the session. Good to have you in, buddy.
Yep, just loading up now.
No problem. Now Constant Ryan comes through the bus stop chicane. He's got a Renault of TES signs, I think it is. No, it's Roll Hard, I take it back. Constant Ryan comes across the line. 44.3, so very much in the fight, as is Matt 45 or 44.4. Meanwhile, Sainz has just gone through Blanchimont, so let's see how the Australian, making his SFR debut, does as he comes round the bus stop chicane. Ooh, some odd wheel movements, but he's round. And what can he post on the soft? So 45.9 puts him 11th at the moment. It has to be said, the slowest time so far on the sauce. But there may be more to come from the Renault driver yet, so we'll have to see. And I think Ben is still loading in. BX is on the mediums, I think, on an outlap. He is. Is anyone out there pushing? I think Rollhard is. Hello, Ben.
Rollhard is pushing, but he is on an outlap, it says. He is pushing though, so I think he's getting the tyres all prepped, ready for that final lap.
I think it could actually be a glitch because on my screen it says Roll Hard is on a lap, so I'll stay on board with the Renault and see if it does register a time. So Roll Hard lads had a bit of a tough shake of things recently. I mean, there's definitely pace in that Renault if he can unlock it, but let's hope he can keep it steady and keep it straight and narrow as he's coming down through the final sector towards Blanchimont. One of my favourite corners just to say Blanchimont. Captain Carol saying he would have commentated it myself if you weren't so tired. Not a problem, Jack. You are welcome anytime anyway, but I think there's not going to be any room for anyone else anyway. Rollhard does a 44.4, so he puts himself very much in the mix as well.
Nade looks like he's out of fuel coming up Eau Rouge.
Oh dear. No, he's back.
Put his foot down.
So he must have just been giving himself a bit of space. Oh, I see. I wonder if he had planned to give Stracker a tow, but maybe didn't judge it right. I could only think that might be the only. Whoa! Meanwhile, Nade, he hasn't been racing for a while. He's all over the place a little bit now. I'll go on board with his teammate Stracker 11, the current championship leader, it should be pointed out, but he is serving a one-place grid drop for an incident with Chris. So the championship lead is going to have a tough race on his hands to retain that championship lead, with Chris, I believe, 7 points behind him, and BX just 1 point behind Chris. So it's all looking very, very close at the top. In fact, I'll just have a quick rundown of the drivers' standings at the moment, just for Ben's sake as well. So Straka sits on 48 points, Chris is on 41, BX is on 40, Leclerc sits on 36 despite missing Austria, so you never know, that could have been a lot more for him as well. Roland, I think, has been one of the stars of the reboot season so far, currently 5th place with 28 points, ahead of the likes of Constant Ryan and Bull Progin and Harrison, all on 22, 21 and 19. Matt 45 is 9th with 17 points, and then a fair bit back in 10th though is Rollhard Lad and Jezza, both sitting on 8 points. Meanwhile Straka crosses the line 44-7, so sort of in the middle for Straka at the moment. Sorry Ben, I'll let you talk, I promise.
No, it's absolutely fine. I'm quite happy to listen in and pipe up when needed.
That's fair enough, fair enough. So is anyone, you following anyone at the moment?
I'm on board with Tess Gunhead at the moment, just coming into the last sector. TS
Gunhead, he's already done a couple of laps on his softs, but it doesn't really matter at this stage, because it's only the top 15 that get through, and you won't have to use any tyres that you use here, so you can do the laps if needed here, if you can make the tyres last, of course. And Gunhead is pushing hard. Let's see what he does. He's out of ERS already. I can see that on the wheel he's used it all as he comes through the bus stop chicane. Puts the power down. What kind of lap time does he do? It's a 44.8. Not too bad at all. He just pips ahead of Leclerc. Into P9 for Gunhead. And Sambo 45.6 for Sambo. 13th he goes. We've still got 4 drivers yet to set lap times. Pushcar Xbox, TES Dom, Cornish Pirate and Roland. But Roland is out there on track at the moment, so let's go on board with the Mercedes driver. Like I said, he's been a bit of a star at the moment. He absolutely nailed the dry to wet cool in Austria. Led the Grand Prix for quite a few laps. In the end, he was overwhelmed by the likes of Straka, BX and Harrison, but I still think Ronan's doing an absolute solid job so far while Dom rejoins. Oh, but he's going wide there. Goes very wide there.
Captain Cowell is asking, are there a few quali fans?
Oh, I've just seen Ronan have a big moment there.
Just lost it.
He's just lost a chunk of his wing. There are no quali bans, Carol. There are only a couple of grid drops. Like I said earlier, Sebastian 247 and Straka R11 will be serving 1 place grid penalties for this race. So wherever they finish in this race, they will drop 1 position. So I will have to keep that in mind.
A flyer.
Yes, he is. He's down in 15th at the moment, so he does need a quick lap time to put himself in the safe zone. Now Roland's going to be in trouble here.
Those tyres he set that lap on was on hard.
It was, so that's a fairly impressive lap time on the hard tyres. But I think that's more an indication of just how much slower, because of how long this track is. The hard tyres are going to be noticeably slower, at least in terms of the lap times. It might not be that bad in terms of overall race pace, but in lap times they're going to be much slower. But I think Ronan's going to be in trouble here because he's got a damaged front wing. He hasn't pitted. He's not going to have time to come in again. So I think Ronan may be out of Q1 here.
It is close.
It's very close, but Ronan's sitting on a 48.7. He did complete the lap despite...
Yeah, I would definitely say he's out of Q1 here, unless he wants to go again, but
he's going to have to find a monster of a lap in him to do that. Meanwhile, final corner for BX. Where does he put himself? P4, 44.0. So right in the mix again for BX. We got 5 drivers all separated by just over 2 tenths, I should say. So, yeah. And with Matt 45 and Nade and Straka and Rollhard not far behind them either, I think we've got some real contenders going on here. We've got Cornish Pirate, who's got the engine glitch, so I'm not going to go on board with him.
Sebastian is on a flyer.
Sebastian 247, yes, he's on a flyer as well. He's just ahead of Cornish Pirate. Cornish Pirate did this last time at Austria. He oh god, get away from that. He left it for only one run at the end, and it ended up costing him as he cut the final chicane right at the end, and he had to start pretty much dead last, apart from a couple of latecomers. So we'll see if that hits Cornish Pirate again here. But you are right about Sebastian. He is on a flying lap. Sambo's retired though. I think that might have been a crash more than a... Yeah, I think it may have been a crash, not a actual retirement. I might be wrong though. But it's going to be close. Sainz is in the pit, so he's not going to improve. So I think he's probably going to go out as well at this stage. So these are the three we're going to have to keep an eye on. Constant Ryan, Sebastian, and Cornish Pirate.
Yeah, I'm on board with Cornish now. He's just coming into the last sector.
Yeah, I'm on board with Sebastian, who is just ahead of him, going through Blanchimont as we speak. I think Sebastian will be safe no matter what, though, because he's got 5 drivers behind him who have already completed their qualifying. So I think Sebastian will be safe, but he is going to complete the lap anyway. Ooh. And he does improve to... Oh, who's had a big spin?
He saved it. He didn't actually do a full spin, he just did like a half spin, but he still manages to get P14.
Which is just enough to push him out into the top 15. What about Pushkar Xbox though? He just squeezes into the top 15 as well. And that means it will be Sambo that's just missed out by about half a second to Cornish Pirate. Sambo just misses out on the top 15 with TES Sainz. Oh, it's not a very good showing by the Typhoon Esports group, as 5 of their members eliminated at the first hurdle. Sambo, Sainz, Roland, Dom and Norris all eliminated in Q1. Norris of course not even getting to do a lap, and I think Dom didn't get round to doing a lap either, even though he did rejoin. Yes, that is very unlucky, Roland. We did see what happened. You did have a moment and lose your front wing. I think you could have been much higher than that if that hadn't happened. So very unlucky to Roland. Any noticeable performances you've seen there, Ben?
They're people where I expect them to be, apart from obviously, as I say, the test group at the bottom. I did expect to see, obviously, Norris having this issue with the game telling him to get out.
Indeed. Yeah, I felt bad for Norris.
And Sainz and Roland, I did expect him to be a little bit more up the field.
Well, we know what happened with Roland. He probably could have been higher up if not for the damage he had sustained. But yeah, if we're going by their gamer tags, we've only got 2 members of TES left, Gunhead and Leclerc. So we'll have to see if they can get into the top 10. But we are going to get underway now with Q2. 15 drivers left. Once again, the bottom 5 will be eliminated, and it will only be the top 10 that progresses to Q3. But also the top 10, whatever tyres they qualify on in this session, other tyres they will have to start the race on. So be interesting to see what kind of tyre strategies will be attempted by people. And we do hear the engines roaring up, so they are starting to come out.
And the first car looks like it's Cornish.
Yes. Oh no, there's a Racing Point that's nipped out first, and with Harrison.
Yep. And also McLaren.
McLaren as well. That I think is Sebastian. Yes, it is. So
Sebastian. Yeah.
One of the last drivers to do their lap times, and he's one of the first out. So very eagerness from Sebastian, despite the grid drop he's going to be serving. Clearly eager to get a good result.
Chris is out as well.
Yeah, there's a few different tyre strategies going on here. We've got Stracker's out there on hards, Sebastian's out there on mediums, Chris is out there on mediums, Cornish Pirate and Harrison both out there on softs. So perhaps committing to the soft tyres early on. That's an especially interesting call by Harrison. BX has left the session. Oh dear. Do you want to just quickly go send him an invite, Ben? So that I can keep on the screen.
Yep.
Good lad, cheers. And yeah, Rowan, Big Wheel's got the right idea of it. Just keep your head up. There is a bit free choice of tyres from where you are, so anything could still happen. I mean, you've seen before, like what happened in Austria. Anything could still happen. Speaking of which, someone let me know, is there any threat of rain planned, or is it going to be fully dry in the race? Did I get a drink? Yes, I did. Dry race according to TES Leclerc, so no threat of rain, and BX gets back in, which is good. So we are just about to get the laps underway. Harrison is the first man who will start his flying lap time. So we've got a few more cars out there now. Jez is out there on mediums. Pushcar Xbox gone out on softs. Matt 45 is out now on a set of mediums as well. There's a few different ideas going out here. Stracker on the hards is the most interesting one for me, because surely that can't be him trying to get through on the hard tyres. There's no way he'll manage it. Oh! And Norris is just gone. What is going on? So now we've got a different host all of a sudden. And I have no idea who. Did you see that? That is not good at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my advice out there. Let qualifying continue. Just let the qualifying session continue as it is going. And then we'll make a decision what to do with the race afterwards. That's my advice to... So Doc Norris's game is dashboarded on him.
Oh. Let's send him an invite.
Yeah. He was the host though. That's the main issue we've got at the moment. Apparently Roland was the second one in the lobby. I'm not sure what his connection usually is like. Usually okay, I think.
Normally pretty good.
Okay. Roland might need to stop streaming though if... What's that, Ben?
When they moves far into the game.
Okay, that's weird. I'm sure one of the other lads will end up doing it if they can. Still got time. They're only in Q2, so there's no rush.
I'm on board with Pushcar. Watching his
okay, well Harrison has just come through the bus stop chicane now. So what did he do? He did a 43.8. He's improved to a 43.5. So very strong marker left down by Harrison. Meanwhile, I think the next car to set at that time will be Sebastian on the mediums, 45.4 on the mediums. Stracker 45.7 on the hards. So that's not a bad lap time from Sebastian on the medium tyres. I think he did a 44.8 on the softs. So who's coming up next? It's the Ferrari of Sinful Chris, but he's dived into the pits. Gunhead's on an out lap. I think Jezza and Matt 45 are both on flyers though, so we'll see what the Haas duo can do. As Matt 45 does a 45, that I don't think that's particularly representative of what Matt 45 can do. We saw him do faster than that on the softs in Q1. What about his teammate Jezza coming around the final corner? I have to say, Jezza's moved to the wheel. So far, at the very least, he hasn't spun, crashed or anything so far, so it looks as though it's working for him. He does a 44.7, not a bad lap time on the medium tyres. There were some people that couldn't manage that on the softs in the previous session, so Jezza's looking a bit more steady. I tried to say stable and steady at the same time, it came out as stady. My bad. I think Nade has just got started a flyer. Cornish as well. What about Pushcar?
Pushcar.
Crossed the line. 45.0. I think we've seen faster from him on those tyres as well. So maybe just reconnaissance laps. So Jezza's actually ended up crashing, has he? Or has he retired on track?
I think he's pulled aside. I don't actually see.
Let me have a look. No, he's spun it. Oh, for God's sake. The moment I start praising Jezza for looking more stable, all of a sudden he crashes. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, mate. Commentator's curse strikes. What?
Bolhard has gone wide.
So Bolhard's gone wide
on
as
his
well.
out lap. He may have been getting out. He may have been getting out of the way of someone.
Possibly, yes. Again, I do apologise. Oh.
We've now lost the curve.
I think that... Are they restarting?
Norris
or?
again.
I think they're restarting.
and Sambo.
I think they're restarting.
Potentially they're restarting because they're. Let me just go back onto the.
Yeah, I've just seen it on the chat. I think there is a restart going on. You can't start from Q2. No, you can't. That's why I said I think they should have really held off, to be honest, as Bull Progeny goes fastest of all 144.3, but I think they should have... Oh, they're going to do a short qualifying. Fair enough. Personally, I think they should have held off and let the qualifying continue, but that's just my opinion. But, fair enough. I think we're getting a restart with a short qualifying instead of a long qualifying. So everyone's going to get a second chance by the looks of it, then.
Potentially, or they could tell the bottom 5 not to qualify.
Yeah, problem is then you don't know what order they're going to be in. There was some issues with Dom disconnecting as well, so I suppose it's fair to give him a second chance. So I don't know. But yeah, I presume we're going to restart the lobby then. So I'll quit out as well. Leclerc's just invited me.
Yeah.
Oh dear, technical difficulties have struck us. I think it's the first time we've had these sort of problems though, admittedly.
Yeah, I don't remember after. Obviously, I've watched back some of the streams, and I've never seen issues.
Yeah.
But then Xbox have had niggly issues over the last couple of days, shall we say?
Oh my god, who is hosting and why is the internet connections all that terrible? I'm not. That's not just me seeing that, is it?
What's that? Sorry.
How are the internet connections for everyone? Because I've got a lot of red bars going on here.
No, I've only got red bar on signs, and everyone else seems to be absolutely fine.
That's weird.
Signs, I would expect it.
Yeah, yeah, he's Australian.
Everyone else, yeah. But other than that,
that's kind of worrying. Then why have
your one has gone down to yellow though?
What? Lobby host disconnected and shit at the fan. Oh, apparently BX is just saying the game had become undrivable as soon as the lobby left. As soon as thingy left. I think I'm gonna close my game and reopen it because something doesn't seem right there. My net isn't usually.
It would make sense if the lobby host has left, then it goes on to the next available host, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'll restart the game.
But potentially that may have been the issue.
Yeah, meanwhile, I need to just change something on the screen. There we go. Okay, so I'll have to jump back in again.
That's a very good point. Cornish was locked into setup 5 as well.
Really?
So getting through that, yeah, he was locked into setup 5.
Jesus, that is. I mean,
setup glitch. So getting through to the next stage is
especially
very
when
big achievement.
Yeah, this is a custom setup league, so yeah, that's very good from getting through.
Yeah.
Considering, I will rejoin the lobby now. Let's hope my internet has well.
Even if you was doing like all presets, going on setup 4 is still a little bit tricky. Going up Eau Rouge, being on setup 5 going up there is. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that at all.
Okay, that's a bit better. I've got Nade and Signs red now, but everyone else is fine. So I don't know what was going on with me then, but I think I'm back. So I think we're just waiting for 2 more drivers. Waiting for Constant Ryan and Sebastian, and then we can get going. So we're going to do a short qualifying instead to make up for hashtag Cornish for pole from BX in the chat. So we'll do a short qualifying so everyone's effectively getting a bit of a second chance. So guys like Roland and Dom are definitely going to benefit from this. Roland, of course, had that damage, couldn't set a proper lap time. Dom got ejected from the lobby before he could even set a lap time. And we've already mentioned Cornish Pirate won't be stuck on setup 5, hopefully. Yeah, this was inconvenience, but I think the right decision has probably been made after hearing what we've heard. Can we hear Beasty?
Can we hear Beasty?
All right, let me turn the Elgato up. can't hear, I meant. Well, hopefully that's a bit better now because I've turned the Elgato volume up. I might have to turn the game volume down if it's not balanced. Otherwise, I don't have any other solution.
Let me hear it on the phone, see if it's come through.
Let me turn the Elgato. Chris says we can now, so that's good.
That's good then.
Lovely stuff. Yep, sorry about that. So it's always hard getting the levels right, but no problem. That's what I need the feedback for. I think we're just waiting for one more. I think it's just Sebastian 247. The only driver we haven't got in is the McLaren.
I've got a question in regards to Sebastian's game tag. Is it pronounced Sebastian 24/7 or 247?
Oh, that's a good call because it could be that you could. I don't think you can put dashes.
You can't put like dashes and stuff like that in there.
Well, Sebastian, if you are watching the stream, do answer the question. Yes, we know it is a short quali, as Chris has just mentioned. So short qualifying, just so that we don't run too far over time. Sebastian, if you are in the chat, please do let us know. Is it 247 or is it 24/7 meant to be? Because I will start referring to him as that instead. I would have put an underscore and then a 7. But well.
You could have, yeah. But then there's the other numbers in the name as well.
I suppose.
I can't remember how many characters you're allowed in your gamer tag no more.
I don't know. Well, like Austin 360.
While we're waiting.
You mean Austin 360, not 365. Austin 365. Austin 365 says, I just whipped your ass every day, every year. Oh, God. Okay, Sebastian is in. There we go. So he's in. So we're good to go now. So the session will be restarted with a short qualifying. Sure, you were testing me, Noah. Sure. Talk about your Psalms. Talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass.
While we're loading up,
yes.
A little bit of a fun fact.
Yes.
Did anyone know that the Formula 1 driver, Alonso, never actually won a Spa victory?
He didn't, did he? No, he never won at Spa, did he? You're right.
No,
I didn't think about that.
Never won a Spa victory.
Yeah, and then you got I think Kimi Räikkönen has like 5 victories. Kimi Räikkönen has 5 victories, I believe, at Spa.
That's correct. Yes. Is it 5 or 4?
I think.
Double check.
I think it's 5, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, Kimi Räikkönen has the best record at Spa with 4 victories.
Oh, was it 4? I thought
Lewis
it was 5.
Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel each have won 3 times.
Oh, okay.
And Spa, when it first originally was planned out, it was actually 14 kilometres long.
Ah.
It was only changed due to obviously the amount of deaths and injuries and car crashes that actually happened. That's why it got changed to the circuit that we know now.
That's understandable. Chris in the chat says, at this rate, I'm going to need another shit. And Big Will says, Chris, you spend most of your time shitting. And that is very, very accurate.
Very true.
So, the short qualifying session is now underway. So, we've got 18 minutes left. So, basically, everyone has been given a lifeline. The 5 that got knocked out, Cornish Pirate being stuck on preset 5, they've all been given another chance. Maybe not under the odd circumstances, but I'm sure some of them will welcome it. And now the guys who are maybe pushing for the pole position have got to really focus hard on what they want to do. I suppose the good thing is, because we hadn't done Q2 yet, no one had any tyre strategies locked in yet, so I suppose, it hasn't stopped that, stopped anyone showing their hand too early, so to speak.
Yeah, well, we have a Williams, McLaren.
I think everyone's going out there.
And I didn't see what the other car was there.
There's a Williams, there's a McLaren, there is a Haas.
Did you also know Michael Schumacher is the only person to win the actual championship at Spa as well.
When was that? 2002 or 2004? It was one of those, wasn't it?
It was in. Where's it gone? 2004.
Yes, one of the more all-conquering eras of the Schumacher dynasty. But yes, fair play. Tyres, yes, thank you for the reminder, Leclerc. Let's see what we've got on the drivers. So we have Sauce on Jezza, Sauce on Pushkar, Hards again on Straka, Sauce on Sebastian 24/7. I'm going to call him that for now. 24/7 365 title holder. TS Samuel's on mediums, Gunhead's also on mediums, Matt 45's on mediums, Chris is on mediums, Signs is on hards, Harrison, Norris and Constant Ryan all on sus. No one else has yet to lead the pit lane, although BX has just come out on a set of hards. So we've got a few different...
Which is what he did set that's what he did set in his first qualifying
46.3 I think it was on the hards, wasn't it? So we'll see how his next lap time compares to his first. But I think so they're all on out laps. I think it's actually Pushkar that's out there in the lead, so he'll be the first car to set a lap time or start a lap time anyway.
He is, yeah.
But we've got all but 4 cars out there, so it's a busy track at the moment. So everyone's going to have to bunch up. Well, not bunch up. They're going to have to give each other enough space for lap times. But Pushkar is on the way, as is Sebastian, just behind. And then you've got the 2 Hasses of Jezza and Matt 45. I wonder if there's going to be any slipstream antics between them. I'm actually going to stay on board with them and see if anything happens, because it's Matt 45 leading Jezza. So they go across the Eau Rouge. So Jezza's getting a nice little tow from his teammate here, but unless he gets out of the way, which I don't think he's going to, it's going to hurt him going through the twisty sector 2. But yes, we have it's a purple sector for Jezza, so that's definitely worked there. Should also be noted he's on a faster compound as well. He's on the sauce. Matt 45 is currently on medium, so we'll see how that works out. We've got Williams off track. It's Pushkar, so he's made a mistake. Made a mistake, and I assume just keeping out of the way, which is the right thing to do, because he's got Gunhead just coming up on him as well. Norris has retired. I think that's a crash at Eau Rouge or Radion, whichever. Oh no, that's a Ferrari. I take it back. That's a Ferrari that's lost it there. Yes. I think that's Sambo. And he's had the same problem that Norris has had. He's been disqualified for not moving for long enough. So, oh dear, Sambo has suffered the same fate that befell Norris. Meanwhile, Sebastian 247, he's coming around the final bus stop chicane corner now. As he crosses the line, so he sets the first lap time of a 44.5. That's his fastest lap time to date. Jezza 44.7. Matt 45 has gone into the pits. So Gunhead is the next on the medium tyres. 45.0. Not a bad time on the mediums. But Harrison 43.5 on the sauce. Very strong gambit by Harrison.
Norris retired because he got disqualified, so made it fair. So
okay.
They did a qualifying basically.
I suppose that's very honourable, even if it maybe wasn't necessary. But fair play, Norris, I don't blame you. But I do feel bad for Sambo. Once again, the game has screwed him. Last week, of course, he got through to the top 10, but then couldn't compete in the top 10 because of an AI hitting his uncontrolled car. So once again, the game has really screwed Sambo over here as Bull Prodigy, 43.3, fastest lap time by him. And it's 2 tenths faster, just under 2 tenths faster than Harrison behind. Bull Prodigy, as we know, is a very strong qualifier. He put it on pole position last night in XFR's Monaco race. The only man who got into the 108. So
just behind him, it was Nade.
So Cornish Pirate does a 44.8. Nade 45.6 on the mediums. But I think he's pushing again for another lap. So he may not have been happy with that one.
He's potentially maybe getting a tow from BX1090 there.
He may be, which is odd. They're not teammates, but I think BX is on a lap of his own on the hard, so I think it may be an unintentional toe from BX.
Potentially, yeah.
But it's not going to help Nade in this section of the track, the very twitty section. But he is catching BX, and this is going to hurt Nade because I don't think he's going to go any faster with a Red Bull blocking his way. But BX is on a fast one of his own, so it's not like he can just move. He's on a slower compound. That's why Nade is appearing. Oh, and Nade's just gone off.
Ooh.
That poo on. Oh, well held, Nade. Very well held. That's fair enough, Norris. I've just seen his message as well. So meanwhile, we've got, I believe that is Constant Ryan coming into pit. I think Bull Progeny will be coming to pit as well. No, Constant Ryan's going out again. But Bull Progeny does come into the pits. And in fact, Constant Ryan's gone faster on like that. He's done a 43.9. So he's put himself into the 43s as well. What about BX? What does he do? A 45.5. That's much faster than his last hard lap. So not a bad lap time at all on the hard compound tyres.
He's
Nade has pit.
got no fuel by the looks of it. Got the fuel icon come up on the...
So he's used it all. 45.4 for Roland. Puts him just ahead of BX on the softs though. So maybe going for another lap. I think he is.
Push car just crossing over. Is he going out? Yeah, he's going out.
I think that's an out lap. Yeah. Chris is on an out lap.
Chris has gone out lap.
Yeah. Dom's about to complete a lap though as he comes through the bus stop chicane on the... Oh no, he's not.
Oh,
Take
no.
it back. Speak a lie. In he goes.
Out.
God damn it, Dom.
Stracco is out on the hard tyres. Oh,
on the
mine
mediums.
says hard. Yeah, it's on mediums.
Mine says medium, so I think it is medium. In fact, I think he is just backed off and put into neutral. Don't do that, Strat. That's not going to help. So now he's going on to a fly.
Some people do that as well to stop the spin as well.
Yeah, sometimes. So roll hard, lads. The next one coming to the bus stop chicane for Renault. So what can he do? We've got a yellow flag. I think that's just someone getting out of the way. So roll hard crosses the line. 44. Yeah. That's a very good lap time on the mediums by roll hard, lad. 44.2 on the mediums. That's very competitive.
When you think he's actually beating soft dry tyres as well on
very good soft runners like Jezza and Roland and Cornish Pirate. Yeah, that's a very competitive time by roll hard. Yeah, sorry, Captain Cow. This is a short quali because of that wasn't part of the plan, says Sambo. No, I'm sure it wasn't. Unlucky, man. Oh,
Simple Chris just put in a fast sector 2.
Well, let's go on board with the Ferraris. He's coming towards through Blanchimont. Now coming towards the bus up chicane. The Haas stays out of the way. Good job, Jezza. Hard on the brakes goes Simple Chris. Through the bus stop chicane he goes. So let's see what he can do as he puts the DRS flap open. What time he does? A 43.5 just off of Harrison. But he's right up there. He's had a purple final sector apparently, according to my lap time screen. That may be... I have heard there's some glitches with that though, so that may not be true. But we'll see.
He may have lost it all on the first sector though.
Possibly.
Where are we?
I think Stracker's coming around to complete his medium run.
Yep.
44.7, so not a bad time, although it is half a second off of Roll Hard Lad's medium run. I think that more puts into perspective just how good a lap time that was by the Renault. At least you can't go backwards from last Sambo. That's definitely the best mentality to have, my friend. You never know, anything could still happen.
Here.
Yes?
Yep, it says on here, Roll Hard Lad isn't... invalidated his lap.
Yeah, I think he literally. I saw him literally go straight the chicane after sector 1, so I think he's just coming to the pits.
Okay, Map 45, he's going in.
Map 45 goes in. We've got a Racing Points on the lap. I think it's Harrison just coming through the bus stop chicane. As he pats the power down. So 43.5 last lap. 43.2. He's improved and taken provisional pole for now. Great lap time by the Racing Point. Gunhead, I think, has just improved as well. He's done a 44.3 in the Red Bull. So good lap time by Gunhead to get himself in the top 8.
Here comes
Jezza in the Haas, just coming to the bus stop chicane. Good eye, Ben. He comes around the final corner. Now what can Jezza do? 44.7 last lap. Doesn't improve. I think he may have been saving ERS, so maybe wasn't happy with that lap for some reason. I think he's going to be pushing now.
Here comes Leclerc.
And F1 TS Leclerc, he's just starting his flyer.
Starting his lap.
So the reigning champion just starting his lap for the Williams. Dom and Sainz have just come out as well, I believe. Although Sainz has very, very handily stayed out of the way of Constant Ryan. So good racing etiquette by the Australian.
Nade is on his outlap.
Nade's on an outlap. Leclerc and Constant Ryan are the ones that are probably going to be pushing hard. So stay on board with the current reigning champion as he's going through Sector 2, the twisty part of the track, where you need a decent amount of downforce just to get round. You got it's such a constant struggle because you've got Sector 1s and 3 where flat out speed really went out, and then you've got the Sector 2 where it's so twisty. I remember in 2012, I remember a great battle between Kimi Raikkonen and Michael Schumacher. Where Kimi Raikkonen's Lotus was quicker, but because Schumacher's Mercedes was so much faster in the straights, he kept managing to keep him at bay in like Sector 1s and 3. Yeah. So I just remember that was a really good scrap, I recall. So meanwhile, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Who's gone for speed and who's gone for downforce in the race, and how will it affect how people will be able to attack on the DRS straight. So meanwhile, Leclerc is just coming up to the bus stop chicane. Jezza meanwhile has improved, I believe, 44.2, so good lap time by Jezza. And what about Leclerc? Where does he put himself? Oh, not a good lap at all, 44.5.1, but I think he may have backed out of that one. Jezza's left the session, that's not good timing. So I need to get hashtag Operation Recovery Drive by Sambo. You never know. Could be more than a recovery drive, Sambo. You never know what the safety cars could do. Can someone try and get Jezza back into the game? He just disconnected on my screen.
I don't have him as a friend.
Nor do I. That's why I asked.
Hang on. Let's see if I can do it. Yes, I can do it this way.
Good lad.
Oh no, it won't let me invite him to the game.
Oh, curses. So Stracker's on an outlap. Nade, I think, is just coming around the final corner. He's currently 16th. He needs to improve on his time. And he does. Good lap time. 1:44.1. Puts himself right back into the mix of things. The yellow flag in Sector 2. It's a very slow-moving Williams of Pushkar going through the final corners. Perhaps just staying out of the way? Or is this out of fuel? Nope, he was just staying out of the way because now here he goes. Just about to start his lap time. While I think BX has just started at that time as well. What about is this Bull Progeny? Yes, it is. Bull Progeny just coming round the final bus stop chicane. Currently second on a 43.3. He's one of the main contenders for pole position here. Can he pip Harrison again? Oh my god, yes he can. 42.9. I've been saying it till I'm blue in the face. When it comes to qualifying, there are few better in this league than Bull Progeny, and he's done it again. The only man so far to get into the 142s. A fantastic lap time by the Irishman. Can anyone come up with any kind of response to that? Matt 45 is going to try. He's coming through the bus stop chicane now as he takes the DRS wide open. 43.8. It is an improvement. He moves up into P4. Good lap time by Matt 45, not bad at all. The other Haas is... No, that's the Renault, I take it back. That's Renault, that's Sainz coming across the line. Didn't set a lap
Just
time.
so you're aware,
yes.
Roll Hard Lad is the fastest. He's the only person on medium in the top 10, and he's just about to start his soft run.
Now this could be an interesting one to watch, yeah, because I did say his medium run was very, very impressive, 44.2, compared to the only other man who's done a medium run, or at least their fastest medium run. It's a 44.7 from Straka. So we will have to stay on board with Roll Hard Lad and see what he does. Well, Dom has set another time, but not really gone any faster. What about BX though? The race winner last time out of Austria. He's coming around the final bus-stop chicane now. What can he do? 44.1 puts himself 6th position. We've had is that a retirement from Nade? I think it is. I think he's happy with his lap. Doesn't think he can go any faster than that. Yeah. Meanwhile, Matt 45 has retired
as well.
No, I think he might have crashed because I've just seen there's some yellow flags at Puon.
Yeah, that's because there's a Haas. Is it Haas is off the track?
I think that might be Matt 45, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But meanwhile, Sebastian is just starting his lap. We've got Pushkart Xbox just... Oh, no, he's bailed into the pits, so I don't think that's his qualifying session over. But what about Straka R11, the race winner of the first race of the reboot at Hungary? But doesn't say lap time. Perhaps has saved his ERS for one more push. Well, Jezza's just started his flying lap as well. Constant Ryan behind as well. Now, what about Roll Hard Lad? He is just set. Apparently, he set a fastest second sector. So this could be one to watch. Let's stay on board with the Renault driver. Simple Chris is starting his flying lap just ahead. TS Gunhead is following Roll Hard Lad. So, Roll Hard Lad comes round the bus stop chicane.
As soon as you start reloading.
Looks very solid indeed. Oh, but he's got a bit of tail slapper. But he improves 43.8. Not the biggest improvement I was expecting. 44.0 for Gunhead. Not a bad lap time at all. What about Leclerc? Doesn't improve. So, Leclerc's not found any more pace for some reason. What about Harrison? He set a fastest first sector apparently according to the screen. He's definitely one to watch, but what about... I think Roland has backed out of his lap, so not a good qualifying again from Roland. It looks like the bottom 5 may stay relatively similar. Unless Sainz can pull out a strong lap from somewhere. Meanwhile, the next car to cross the line, I think, is going to be Sebastian, serving a grid drop in the race. But what can he do qualifying-wise as he goes through the bus stop chicane? The McLaren opens the DRS.
Oh, Simple Chris has spun it.
Simple Chris has spun it in Sector 2 at Puon.
Sector 2.
He stays out of the Renault's way. Oh, has he beached it? He can't seem to move. What about Straka R11? He's just coming across the finish line now. 7th for Straka, 144.0. There's a Constant Ryan is next for the Alfa Romeo car. 43.9. Improves to a 43.5. That spin is going to cost Chris badly because he hasn't been able to improve, and Constant Ryan has snatched 3rd place from him by 2,000th of a second. Harrison not able to improve, so he remains 2nd. What about Jezza? Jezza's lost it at the final corner. What a bad place to lose it. And Roll Hard. And what about Sainz? I think Sainz is the last man on a lap.
I think Sainz has backed out.
He has backed out, so I think that is that for qualifying. It is another pole position for Bull Progeny, with Harrison once again snapping at his heels in 2nd. And it's Constant Ryan that takes the final podium spot for qualifying. Of course, there are no points for qualifying. It all comes down to the race. Spa doesn't seem to be liking Roland today. It doesn't seem so. You've not really... I think you're pretty much in the same position you were before, I'm afraid, my friend. Which is a shame. Downforce will only benefit in the middle sector. True. I have no idea what was going on in Sector 2. Puon seemed to be catching everyone out. So there is the race order with Progeny first, Harrison 2nd. And I'll go over it one more time before the race starts. But any noticeable decent performances there from you, Ben?
Well, we've got to give a mention to Jezza, because obviously last week he had very good fortunes in the race where he managed to finish high.
And this is, of course, his first wheel race. This is his first race on the wheel. So to be P11 in your first wheel race in qualifying, that's not a bad effort at all. So yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I'm also going to give Gunhead a shout out. He's done a very, very solid lap time to put himself. I think he was 7th. In fact, we can confirm that as I'm going to go over. Gunhead's very happy with his lap time, and I do not blame him. So let's go over the qualifying results before the race start. So it's Bull Progeny with another fantastic pole position. He was on pole last race. It didn't work out for him. Will it work out this time, though, with a full dry race on the horizon? Harrison once again in second, snapping at Bull Progeny's heels. Constant Ryan, a good effort by him in the Alfa Romeo. He starts third, ahead of Sinful Chris, who lost it on his final flying lap. Still not good enough for fourth, though, with Matt 45. A very good performance by the Haas driver. He starts 5th place. Roll Hard Lad, he starts 6th place. A good qualifying effort in the Renault for him. Stracker is 7th. Gunhead 8th. Great effort by Gunhead to be ahead of his BXCN90 was the race winner last time out, but will he be able to win again from 9th on the grid with Nade just squeezing into the top 10? So the first driver who has the free tyre choice is Jezza in the Haas in 11th, with Sebastian also serving a one-place grid drop, as is Stracker in 7th, in 12th. And then you've got Pushkar in 13th for Williams on his Williams debut. Cornish Pirate 14th, just not having a good time at the moment, is the most Cornish of all pirates. With Leclerc, the current reigning champion in his sister Williams, not having a good effort either. He starts in 15th. In fact, it's a bit of a poor showing from Typhoon Esports in Hull, with Sainz, Roland, Dom, Norris and Sambo all making up the bottom 5, I should say, and Sambo, of course, getting disqualified once again for just staying out of the way. It's not been an easy ride for the Ferrari drivers so far, but anything could happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. So we will have to see just how that evolves.
The race starts at 9:07.
9:07, so you've got 3 minutes, so if you do want to get something to eat, something to drink, do feel free. But while you are doing so, don't forget, if you do like what you're seeing, give us a like on the Twitch. Go check us out on Facebook at /SFRXF1, on our Twitter page at SFRF1, and we do have a YouTube page. Still haven't had enough subscriptions for a custom URL, but it is Supreme Formula Racing on YouTube, so don't forget to check us out there. Oh, now that I've got that mouthful out of the way, Beasty, are you looking forward to this one?
I am looking forward to this one. Obviously, the tricky corners, the fast pace. So this could be looking very juicy from a couple of races that I'm looking forward to watching. I have got a little bit of a thing for Harrison, so I do like his racing. I've said it a couple of times before.
Okay.
But today, I honestly think if Chris can keep it clean, Sinful Chris, he could come up with a race win if he plays his cards right.
Absolutely. Well, we've had a different race winner for every race so far. Obviously, Hungary was Stracker R11 taking the win. In Monaco, Chris got the victory from Bull Progeny there. And then, of course, last time out in Austria, in that manic dry to wet to dry race, it was BXCN90 taking an unlikely win. So anyone could really win this, even if it is bone dry. We could still have a safety car, because there's a lot of places where it's so easy to lose it here. For me, if Constant Ryan can keep it clean, I'd like to see him get a good result here. He hasn't had the best of luck so far, and I think he's due a good result. So I'm going to go with Constant Ryan on this one. He's qualified well. His race pace is usually stronger than his qualifying pace. And yeah, I'm expecting a good showing from the Alfa Romeo driver.
Also, just a shout out for Tesla Clerk. Check out his Mixcloud.
Yes, I was playing some of his sick beats before the stream actually started. So yeah, do go check out his Mixcloud, which is, I think it's, oh god, hang on, let me get it back up. It's mixcloud.com/Jamie O'Connor 11. So do go check out his music. Admittedly, it's not really my style of music per se, but I don't hate it either. It's fine. And I'm sure for those of you who do like a bit of EDM, I'm sure you will love it. But speaking of
Captain
loving
Carroll, it said, I don't care as long as there's a different winner.
Well, you got Chris in 4th, Stracker in 7th, and BX in 9th. I wouldn't completely write them off, but then there is 17 other drivers who will all be hoping that they could be the race winner of Belgium. But anyway, we are just about to get started with the formation lap, with cars just popping into view. I just love that.
Oh, you had that as well, yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't just you, don't worry. I find that funny, to be honest.
What's going on here?
I want us to beat the 2012 F1 season where we had 7 different winners from the first 7 races. So we were kind of having that even before the reboot, because we were having a lot of different winners there too. I think we had like 6 different winners from those races before we ended up having to restart the calendar. Well, not restart the calendar, just restart the season with what calendar we had left.
Yeah, the reboot is when I started watching.
Well, I think you picked a very good time to start watching, to be honest, because it's been. I sadly wasn't there for Monaco, and I don't think. Yeah, I wasn't there for Monaco, but Hungary was a great race.
Yeah, that was a great race.
And then I've already said Austria was one of the most manic races I've commentated in my short career as a F1 commentator. So I know it wasn't the most fun for some of the drivers, but for me and Will, it was absolute pure chaos, and we loved every minute of it. So yeah, let's go. Captain O'Carroll with a weird octopus sort of thing in the chat. He's definitely excited. And Carol commentated on Hungary and Monaco, which I appreciate. Yes, you were there with me at Hungary. I do apologise. I should have mentioned. And yeah, Big Will saying it was awesome too. So they can confirm. Even when I wasn't there, we do have a strong commentary team for you. So don't forget that. Even if I'm not there, don't turn up because of me. I'm not that special. Anyway, the drivers are now just coming around Blanchiment. It will be Sambo that's going to be last on the grid, although Dom is currently the last car running. But I think the AI has now taken control of the lead drivers as Bull Progeny is coming round the bus stop chicane. Now it's a very, very short run to the first corner, so I'm expecting, unless someone gets a really good start, we've got a Williams sitting there, which I think might be Leclerc, but I'm not sure. Nope, it's Pushkar, never mind. But they are all just coming around now. It will be Dom, the last car, just to take his slot in 18th position. But we're about to get underway. So let's get a good camera angle if we can. That will do from Constant Ryan. So we have one. Do we have any lights? Yes, there we go. 1 light,
No,
2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go! We are underway here at Belgium. It looks like a good start for Bull Progeny. Constant Ryan as well. But Civil Chris has got the jump on Constant Ryan, has he? And he's challenging Harrison as well. Harrison is having to defend from Chris, who got a fantastic start from 4th on the grid. I think there's a little bit of contact at that back, but I don't think anyone's been taken out from it. But Chris is still challenging Harrison for 2nd place. Constant Ryan has not had a good start. He's now having to defend from map 45, while Stracker has jumped roll hard for 6th as well. And I think Nate 74's gone! Nate 74's gone. Cornish Pirate's in the wall as well. Leclerc's gone as well. Cornish Pirate's got damage.
Pirate has a very bad wing.
So Cornish Pirate's got a damaged front wing, and we've got 2 cars out already. Nate 74 and Leclerc safety car. It had to be, no choice there. There was no other choice but to bring the safety car out. So Eau Rouge / Radon takes their first victims as both Nade and Leclerc are out. And Chris has left the session. So what's happened there?
Oh.
And we got a driving penalty for Bull Progeny for speeding under the safety car as well. I think, yeah, drive-through penalty for Bull Progeny. He must not have reacted in time for the safety car. Chris needs to get back into the lobby quick. What on earth has happened there? Oh my god, everything has kicked off right at the start. O'Roos has caught a couple drivers out already. And
I'll send Chris an invite.
And Bull Progeny, I think, is going to be livid with himself because he has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And he was comfortably in the lead. Harrison has dropped back from Chris somehow. So I'm not sure what happened to Harrison either. He's behind both Constant Ryan and Matt 45. So with Bull Progeny having to take a drive-through at some point, it does mean Chris, if he can get back in the race, will be the net leader of this race. With Constant Ryan sitting second and Matt 45 third. Harrison currently fifth. Stracker 11. Remember, Stracker is serving a one-place grid penalty in this race, so he's starting sixth. I think Ben is sending you an invite, Chris, so don't worry.
Yeah, it's been done.
It's been done. That's good. Let's hope Chris can get back in before the safety car period ends.
Went through all of the cars. There don't seem to be any damaged wings. Apart from obviously Cornish.
Apart from Cornish, who is in the pit as we speak. Let's have a look at the position changes from that. So Simple Chris has benefited 2 places. Matt 45's done well. Harrison has lost 3 places from that first lap, so not good for him. Stracker's got the jump on Roll Hard Lads for 6. Cornish has just left the pits, as you say, yeah. Sebastian's had a good start, up to 9th from 12th on the grid. BX has dropped a position down to 10th. Pushkar has down to 12. Roland's had a very good start. He's up to 13th from 17th. Sainz is up to 14th. Norris 15th. Sambo 16th. Dom 17th. So the TES lads are still all going except for Leclerc, sadly. But they have made a little bit of progress up the top of the field, even if there have been.
Chris, Xbox won't connect to the internet.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Shit. Do you want to send Leclerc an invite? If he wants to join, of course. He might not be in the mood after what's just happened, but it's up to you, of course. So, but yeah, Leclerc will not be happy, though, because he was in a shot of getting in the mix with the leaders this race, and it's not worked out for him. I'll send Chris another invite, see if it can get working. Oh, he's gone offline. That'll be why. Shit. Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, he's not connected to the internet.
Well, let's hope the safety car stays out for one more lap, because otherwise Chris is going to be in trouble. Bull Progeny leads, but has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car conditions. Cornish Pirate, having pitted, he's now on the medium tyres. In fact, let's go and check the tyres that people are on. I should have checked this at the start, really. So we've got softs on everyone in the top 8. Sebastian, who did start outside the top 10, is on mediums. Jezza as well. Pushkar, Roland and Sainz on softs. Norris, Sambo, Dom and Cornish Pirate now on mediums. So no one's on the hard tyres. So perhaps can Cornish get to the end on these? Or is he maybe expecting another safety car down the road, perhaps? So the safety car is staying out for one more lap. I'll just send Chris a very quick invite. Hopefully gets back in.
I've just done that again.
Okay, good lad. Good lad. Well, he's got about 2 minutes if a safety car lap is what I think it is. Maybe a little longer than 2 minutes. Let's hope. I hope you can get back in, Chris. We do not want to lose you like that. Because at the moment you are effectively leading the race because of Progeny getting a drive-through penalty. Let's hope he gets back in.
Yeah.
Oh, so Cornish Pirate started on the mediums. He's gone to another set. So keeping the same strategy despite the incident. So he's going to try and play it out. And Chris does get back into the lobby. Great to see. So hopefully he'll be able to regain control of that Ferrari before the restart.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's good to see. So that's kind of set the precedence, I think. We've already had a safety car. We're not even a part of the way through this race yet. I'm expecting this to be more chaos at the start, but I think we've got some good battles going on. I do feel for Nade and Leclerc. It's not Leclerc's not had the best of luck here, and Nade was looking good, but I guess just didn't get Oru/Radalon quite right.
He hasn't taken control of his car just yet.
Let's hope he gets in control before the restart. I'm staying on board with Constant Ryan behind to see if what's going on. Now, is the safety car going to come in this lap? I think it probably will be this lap. And there we go. I can see, I think he's in control. Yes, I think Chris has now regained control, and not a moment too soon. The safety car is coming in now. Right, Leclerc, I'm very sorry for what happened, buddy. Can you tell us quickly what happened?
Lost the rear end went into the wall at the top of Radalon, punctured the tyre, damaged the floor, and it just said retarded possession, like terminal damage.
Unlucky.
I didn't know you could do that from the rear of the car, but
well, I guess the more you know. So the safety car hasn't gone in the pits yet. Progeny's tried to call it early, but Progeny does go now. But remember, Progeny has a drive-through penalty he can serve, but he is underway, leading them off with Chris second, Constant Ryan in hot pursuit in third as well. I think Matt 45 has been left a bit dead, and look at Stracker challenging Harrison in 5th place. I just want to have a look at the front of that racing point. Does he have any damage? No. I wonder if that might have been a cause of what happened earlier, but I think they've all got away fairly cleanly. Although there's a bit of a gap I'm noticing between Rollhard and Gunhead, and then Sebastian and Chris has left again.
Chris has gone again.
Uh-oh, I think Chris might be having connection issues. So yeah, there's a bit of a gap. Gunhead's a bit all on his own, and then the top 7 all dispatched from him, and then 9th downwards are all a bit detached from Gunhead. So I'm not quite sure what's happened on that restart.
3-second penalty for Constant Ryan as well.
Yeah, a 3-second time penalty for Constant Ryan in third. That could come back to haunt him later on, but no point dwelling on it now, because with Sinful Chris presumably having a bad connection and Bull Progeny serving a drive-through penalty, that could mean Constant Ryan could be the net leader of this race right now. If he can get past Sinful Chris's ghost, he definitely will be. So this could be the chance he needs.
Well, fingers crossed for Chris, because the AI driver level isn't exactly low. We run it on 96.
That's not too bad. But I think Constant Ryan is still going to be
a lot quicker than that.
Yeah, Constant Ryan is definitely higher than that. And Chris, oh my, I don't. God damn it, Captain Carroll. Oh, have you seen what he's just put in the chat, Ben? I know, I know. And meanwhile, Harrison and Matt 45 battling at the bus stop chicane. There's a little bit of contact. Ooh, and Matt 45 just holds on while Constant Ryan has got the jump on Sinful Chris's ghost. But Harrison was taking the fight to, and Pushkar Xbox has lost it at the bus stop chicane. And he's now down. He's now challenging Sambo for 15th place. So Pushkar's had an off. Bull Progeny is getting away from Constant Ryan, but remember, he has a drive-through penalty that he has to serve. Surely he's going to come in this lap to serve it. Well,
it's got to be this lap, right?
It's even, I'm fairly certain it has to be. Could be next lap, maybe. But we'll have to see what the McLaren...
Maybe next lap, but he has to serve it.
Meanwhile, Harrison has just got the DRS move done on Matt 45. You have a yellow flag. I think it's Dom. It's Dom. Dom has lost it at Radalon. He's got part of his front wing damage, but he is still in the race. So he has survived.
Cornish jumped Pushkar as well. Pushkar down to 17.
Yeah, I think Pushkar might be nursing some damage. Oh no, his wing looks okay. So, no. It looks like he's alright, so...
Yeah, we didn't get any... Yeah, didn't get any damage.
Meanwhile, Harrison has just passed
all
Chris...
Over the back at Sambo.
Harrison's just passed Chris's ghost for 3rd place. So Harrison now moves into the podium position. Let's hope Chris can get back into the game quicker rather than later. Yeah, please do. Thank you very much. So Progeny has got away from Constant Ryan, but all his hard work is about to be undone. There's another yellow flag, which is Sambo. Sambo's in the wall, and he's completely lost his front wing. So Sambo's not having a good time as well. And Progeny is in the pits for his drive-through penalty. Now this is going to be interesting. Where is this going? Yeah, this is going to be interesting. DRS is now enabled. So I'm just going on board with the McLaren driver. I think he's going to drop right behind the battle for 9th backwards to about 14th. He's going to be right in there with Sainz and Norris, I think. Oh no!
Cornish is missing a wing.
He's just got there, but he's got his rival BX though. The two Irishmen side by side as they go towards Radillon and Eau Rouge. Oh, BX has lost it! BX has gone! And he's out! And that is a safety car, definite safety car deployed. Oh, BX, you poor guy. Oh, the winner last time out.
As soon as he went wide into Radillon.
It was done.
As soon as he went wide into
I've done it as well. I think we've all done it there, to be honest. And BX, I give him points for trying it, but
Can
it's
I just
so
say,
difficult.
Strategic masterclass from Cornish, Sambo, and Dom.
How did
all
they
in the pits when that safety car got called out?
Cornish went into the pits because he had wing damage.
As did Sambo and Dom. So it's not really.
Yeah.
I think it's more a stroke of luck than masterclass, but nevertheless, you are right. It's definitely going to play into their hands. That's for certain. Oh, BX, I'm so sorry, man. The winner last time out in Austria, it will not be a repeat for him this time out. But I'll tell you what, Constant Ryan has dropped. That could be because of the safety car, I suppose. And it doesn't matter in the long run. But Harrison has closed in on him. So, is Chris backing it? No, he's not. He's now dropped behind Rollhard Lad, who's 5th. But do remember, Stracker is serving a 1-place grid drop here. So, it's actually a net 4th for Rollhard Lad at the moment. Matt 45 is on the podium again. But he's not serving a grid drop this time. So, it will be a
Chris still isn't back in.
He is not. He must be having some serious issues. Captain Carroll saying BX did a Magnussen and it was very easy to do, as you say. Once you run wide, there is very little that can be done. Chris's AI is pitting for him. As is, I tell you what, they're all coming in.
The top 7.
Everyone is coming in, apart from Sebastian. Sebastian's staying out, as is TES Norris.
Sebastian Norris. Yeah.
And
this is...
I think
Sebastian is on the mediums.
As is Norris.
So all the soft runners have pitted.
Everyone apart from those two have pitted. So Sebastian now leads the race. But remember, he has a grid drop in this race. So effectively, Norris is leading the race. Effectively. That's something I never thought. No offence to him, I didn't think anyone was going to ever expect me to say that. Norris is effectively leading this race.
If the race was to be red flagged, it would be an Alpha 2-3.
No, it'd be an Alpha 1-3 because of Sebastian's grid drop.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Norris is effectively leading this Grand Prix because of Sebastian's 1-place grid drop.
Lewis, fantastic drive.
Chris's bot for driver of the day.
Happen, mate.
So we've got a few different.
Chris bot.
We've got a few different strategies that's been done here. Constant Ryan, Harrison, Matt 45 on mediums. Stracker's come out on hards. Roll Hard Lads on mediums as well. Chris's AI's gone on hards. Gunhead's on hards as well, as is Progeny. Jezza as well on hards. Roland's on hards. Signs is on hards. Pushcar's on mediums. And of course, the three behind them pitted for their damaged wings, but put hards on anyway. And it's worked out for them in the long run. They haven't really lost anything. So they can basically reset and try again.
The only people not to pit at the moment is Sebastian and Tez Norris.
Indeed.
TES Ben.
And by doing so, Sebastian and TES Norris. I mean, if there's another safety car, they have made an absolutely right decision here because they've basically got a massive amount of track position for free, basically. Norris has just said hate you. I think that was for the get in there, Lewis, I assume. No, but yeah, like I said, with Sebastian 247's grid drop, Norris is effectively leading this Grand Prix. How long will it stay that way? Who knows? Will he get out of the way of his teammate Constant Ryan behind him and then try and hold up Harrison?
Captain Carroll in the chat has gone #ChrisBot. Chris's AI's Jeff knows what he's doing.
Now, is the safety car coming in? No, it's not. It's staying out for one more lap.
Out for one more lap.
I presume it will come in
and
this
Chris
lap.
has control of his car now.
He's back in, is he? Okay, well, Chris is still very much in this race. Maybe he wouldn't have gone on the hards if he could have controlled it. but he's still very much in with a chance here. It depends on if the mediums will last long enough from... I presume it's going to be lap 8. They'll definitely get to the end, but what kind of state will they be at the end is the question. I don't know who's got this right. And will there be another safety car? That's the question.
Medium. I'm going to call it the medium runners. The medium runners have got this spot on. Like the new medium runners.
Well,
Brand
yeah.
new mediums.
Especially if there is another safety car, as you say. I mean, I think this probably could be the right decision, but then you've got to think maybe some of these guys had to go onto hards, maybe because they were on a set of mediums in the first place. I don't know, but we'll have to see how this race unfolds when it gets back underway. But as we stand,
the guys like Chris were all on softs, right?
Softs.
Yes.
I'm talking about the guys towards the back, like Pushkar and Sainz and Roland and Jezza.
Pushkar started on the softs.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Jezza and Roland are jostling for position, apparently.
Yeah, so what's happened there?
Nice one, Cody. Nice
I presume Roland passed him and then had to give the position back. I'm going to assume that's what's happened. So, as the safety car goes round, Sebastian 247 leads the way with TS Norris second. Those two did not pit under the safety car and have gained massive track position because of it. But they definitely will have to stop again. Theoretically, no one else behind them does, but we don't know what could happen. We still have 15 laps to go. 14 once we get to the end.
Does Sebastian know how to run behind a safety car as well?
That's a good question. We don't know. Now, and as mentioned, Sebastian is serving...
That could bring up a...
Yeah, with Sebastian serving a one-place grid drop, this does mean Norris is effectively leading the Grand Prix, and the safety car coming in this lap. So Sebastian will now become the effective safety car of the group. It's probably not a position he expected to be in this race, but he's going to have to manage it well. He's letting the safety car go a lot more than Progeny did, I notice, because Progeny was staying very much with the safety car. I think Sebastian's going to try and cool this and try and get the best run he can. Now, will he be able to drop Norris behind?
I want to go just as he's exiting bus stop, because then that would be perfect time to go.
Yeah,
which
so
I think he's doing.
I think he's called that absolutely brilliantly. The safety car's in. Sebastian is free to go, and off he goes. Norris behind, and Constant Ryan just behind Norris as well. We're underway again. Now, what can Norris do as he keeps behind Constant Ryan? Is he going to let his teammate... Oh, that was close. There's a bit of bargy behind. Sinful Chris has got past Rollhard Lad at the start, and Constant Ryan is being hounded by Harrison. And that's allowing the two ahead of them to get away a little bit from them. Now, is there going to be a switch of position between Norris and Ryan? No, Ryan is on the fresher tyres, but Norris is staying with Sebastian. There's a yellow flag. It's Sainz. It's TS Sainz in the barrier, but
he's only got wing damage.
He's only got wing damage. He has survived. And Norris has lost it. Oh, no. Norris is in the wall, and he's having to let everyone past. Oh, a moment of hope. And Chris! What's happened to Chris? Chris is gone! Chris is out of the race!
Oh.
He's lost it the same place Alonso lost it in 2012? 2010? A very odd place to lose it, but I have seen it done there. Now we have a virtual safety car on the track. Oh, Sinful Chris, one of the main...
Very odd position.
Very odd position. One of the main championship contenders as well.
Did he hit the curb?
I'm not sure what happened there.
He could have got in the gravel.
I think it could also be... It could be a case of momentum as well. Like, Chris has been trying to get back into the game constantly here. It may well have put him off. Maybe he just didn't have the rhythm, or maybe... I don't know, but... Unfortunately, Chris is out of the race.
Andrew said he collided with Straka.
So a collision with Straka. Now, has Straka got any damage?
Oh, he's watching Aaron's stream, so he's watching him roll hard on stream. So
Chris, understandably, is fuming in the chat. Oh, apparently it was Gunhead, and he's saying it was deliberate. I don't think that's Gunhead's style, Chris. I really don't think it was deliberate. I'm sure there must be more to that story. I'm not sure what's happened there.
Gunhead's stream.
Oh, and what? Oh, that's why they're fighting, because the virtual safety car's ended. I haven't even noticed, because Cornish Pirate and Samuel were fighting. Sainz is... I think Sainz just tried to go in the pits and crashed going into the pits. Oh dear, yes. So Sebastian still leads the way, but has still got a pit stop to do. Constant Ryan is now hot on his heels, but he's got Harrison and Matt 45 close for company. So this is effectively the top 3 at the moment, because Sebastian surely has to pit again. With Stracker 5th, Rollhard 6th. Apparently Chris saying he put me straight in the wall, but as Childish has said, Gunhead wasn't even ahead of you, so...
Yeah, Gunhead's running an 8.
Yeah, so I wouldn't. I think
didn't Chris make a move on Rollhard, lad? So he was.
Well, I'm just having a look at. Well, Gunhead has no damage to his front wing, so I don't see what. That's a weird one. That one. We'll have to have a look at Chris's point of view on that one. I'm sure he will have recorded it. But that's a very odd incident. Anyway, we have 15 drivers still going. Norris, after the brief moment of hope I gave him, sadly he has dropped down to 15th place. I apologise. I think I keep commentating curse. Meanwhile, back up front, Sebastian 247 has been caught by Constant Ryan, and now this is a very stiff test. Sebastian was one of the top runners in F2, but this is a new game now, and he's got 3 of the top F1 runners behind him. DRS is now enabled, so this is a very stiff test for the Dutchman. In the McLaren driver, can he hold the Alfa Romeo back? But the Alfa Romeo has got serious pressure behind him as well, in the form of Harrison.
And Harrison's got serious pressure from Matt behind as well, so...
Absolutely, so it is really a case of who's going to blink, but I think Sebastian is going to blink first, as Constant Ryan is now side by side, DRS wide open, and there's no defence, I don't think, but he has held Harrison at bay. That'll be the sign of the tyres as well.
This is going to help Constant Ryan out massively, I think.
Definitely, very much going to help out.
Sebastian isn't easy to pass.
No, he is not. He's very good at defending. But I think that is basically a sign of 6-lap older tyres. I think it was inevitable that Sebastian was going to get past, but it's a question of when is Sir Harrison going to make his move now. As they go through Pouon. All keeping it nice and steady. Stracker's a bit of a cork in the bottle at the moment. He's got a line of 4 cars behind him, with Rollhard, Progeny, Gunhead and Jezza. Pushcar has just made a move. Whoa! And Roland's in the wall! And he's lost his wheel! I just got on board with him for that. Because I was just looking at Pushcar getting him.
No, I think he lost it. I think he touched the curb.
I don't think there was any contact with Pushcar. Virtual safety car is deployed again. That's the 4th safety car of the...
I was on board with Pushcar and I didn't see any contact.
Now, I'm going to be interested
around the outside of Roland.
What Sebastian's going to do. Yes, I thought he might do. Sebastian is going to use this safety car period to pit. I think this is a very wise call.
So Stracker.
So is Stracker. That's very interesting by Stracker, because
I think Stracker's going mediums here.
I think he must have not been liking the hards, but the VSC has ended early, so they're not going to get the major benefit they were maybe hoping. It's actually soft.
Sebastian's on soft.
That's a very interesting call. Soft for Sebastian. It's mediums for Stracker. No, it's mediums for Stracker.
Stracker. Sorry, it was a glitch on mine.
That's alright, no problem. And they come out 11th and 12th, just behind Sambo, but are crucially ahead of Dom. So...
And on the much faster tyre.
Surely Sebastian can't make those last. Ooh, I don't know, 11 laps? That's a tall order. They might get to the end, but again, what kind of state are they going to be towards the end is the question. Meanwhile, back up front, Constant Ryan still leads with Harrison 2nd, Matt 45 in 3rd. They've spaced out a bit now, though. Not really in DRS range. Rollhard has now been freed up with Stracker's pit. He's now in 4th. Oh! No, what have I done? I've commentate cursed him again! He's gone at Pouon. Oh, I should shut my mouth, honestly. I've been cursing people all day today. Oh my god.
Hopefully he can pull down those tyres, get round these next couples, and then he can go again.
Yeah, fortunately he did avoid the wall, so he hasn't taken any wing damage from it. Honestly, I need to shut up. Yeah, fuck's sake, Mark. Yeah, I can take that.
Yeah, very much true.
So Roland's not happy with Pushkar because overtaken outside of Puon. And
I agree with that. It was on the outside when
it was. Meanwhile, Cornish Pirate is trying to take advantage of Rollhard Lad, and I think he's got the move done. Rollhard Lad is actually coming into the pits, so maybe he has overcooked those tyres, and he's going to take a gamble to pit, hoping for another safety car. Meanwhile, Harrison is starting to close in on Constant Ryan, and they've distanced themselves from Map 45 behind. And I think Harrison is going to make a move here, and he's breezed past the Alfa Romeo. An easy overtake for the Racing Point, and he takes the lead of the Grand Prix. So, but was that... I'm just wondering if Constant Ryan might have just let him go there. Maybe just to save some ERS, because that looked a very easy overtake. We'll have to see how that progresses.
Jezza was all over the back of TES Gunhead.
TES Gunhead, yes, he is. So Chris is saying...
These are the hard runners as well.
Chris is saying that Progeny is saying that Gunhead's right. I mean, Strack was already ahead. I'd not normally be angry, but after having connection issues and being swiped like that, it's not on. Gunhead was behind Aaron. There's no way he could have. Apparently Chris says it was. Yeah, I think the best thing to do, mate, is just make a clip of it and just submit it. I think that's the best thing you can do at this stage. Yeah, nothing more that can really be said about that. I'm going to try and stop actually... I mean, to be fair, I didn't curse Rollhard Lad. I'd literally just gone on board with him and then bam, off he goes. So I don't know what I could do. 3 seconds...
Stracker with a 3-second penalty.
3-second penalty.
There is a train going on here with
Sambo, yes.
And Stracker.
Yeah, so Sebastian on those soft tyres. Fastest lap by Harrison. He's starting to pull away from Constant Ryan. I think Constant Ryan might still... Ooh, I don't know. No, Constant Ryan's out of DRS range. I think Harrison is starting to really flex his muscles. If we're going by qualifying, the only man who was challenging him was Bull Progeny, and he's down in 4th. Now, this is a good recovery by Progeny, considering he had the drive-through penalty. He's back up to 4th place now. Gunhead's 5th, but he's got Jezza right behind him. I'll tell you what, this could be a good points haul for Haas at the moment. With Map 45, well, I don't think Jezza is scoring any points for Haas, but... He's just made the move done on Gunhead. Ooh, he's gone a bit wide though. Is Gunhead going to try and go back him on the outside?
Come back.
Ooh, had to think about it, but Jezza holds his line. Can't make the move stick. Can Gunhead? Apparently Chris didn't clip
Stracker's got past Sambo.
Yes, he has. As has Sebastian as well. So they're now up into the points, 9th and 10th. Interesting though, they both have grid drops. These two drivers, Sebastian and Stracker, they're both serving grid drops. So as it stands, I think actually Sambo would be 9th. So I'm sure Sambo will be pleased to hear that. But what? And at the moment, they're about 6 seconds off of the next car ahead, which is Cornish Pirate, in 8th place. So...
Ooh.
This has become a bit of a...
Lost it, but he managed to save it.
It's become a bit of a survival race, hasn't it? Because we've already lost 6 cars. We've only got 14 left. And there have been some big names to go out. Leclerc, BX, Chris. They've all gone out. Nade as well. Sainz and Roland have gone too. So Roland's ended his very decent run of form, which is a shame. So,
would you expect these softs to last so long?
Well, he's only done a couple laps on them, but he is keeping Stracker at bay. Yeah, so he's keeping Stracker at bay at the moment, while Rollhard Lad has just got past Dom for 12th place. I honestly think I'm going to get a lot of messages after today, because I think I have commentators cursed a few people. I can expect a lot of angry invoices in my in my inbox, I think. Meanwhile, Stracker is now, and I think this is going to be an easy overtake. It looks as though Sebastian is staying to the side, perhaps knowing this is not a fight he can win. I think this is very sensible by Sebastian. And he does let Stracker... Ooh, had a look, but he lets Stracker go. But as it stands though, Sambo would jump Sebastian and Stracker for points. It could also be a penalty situation as well. We don't know what the penalty situation is yet. Meanwhile, up front, it's all kind of stabilised a bit now. The gaps have become fairly wide so far. Harrison leads Constant Ryan by 2.2 seconds, with Matt 45 another 2.4 back. Bull Progeny is starting to catch Matt 45. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is Sambo. Sambo has lost it at Puon. So now it's Roll Hard Lad who's going to benefit
Constant
from...
Ryan
Yep.
and Norris all have 3-second penalties.
Okay. So...
Cornish.
Cornish Pirate. Yeah. So... Yeah, the gaps are a bit wide at the moment. So after the excitement of the opening race, this part of the race seems to have become a bit more stable. And the gaps are maintaining themselves. Although, as I said, Bull Progeny is starting to close in on Matt 45. Is that maybe a sign of the mediums just starting to maybe not be the right tyre to be on? While Jezza has passed Gunhead and is pulling away from him in the battle for 5th.
Sambo's gone in the pit.
Yeah, I think he must have taken damage from that internet Puon. So at the moment, it's now Roll Hard Lad that's going to take advantage of the penalty situation. Sitting in 11th place, but he will jump to 9th as it stands. So yeah, at the moment, the closest battle at the moment is that Straka-Sebastian battle at the moment, but I think Sebastian might be holding firm behind. But Bull Progeny is still getting very close to the back of Matt 45 in the battle for the final podium position. He's just starting to... I think he might get DRS on this next coming lap. He looks a bit more slippery in a straight line because he's gaining, or maybe he's just using more ERS to catch up. But he is now within DRS range of Matt 45 as they come towards the bus stop chicane. The bull stop chicane. I don't know why I'm saying that. So we now have 6 laps to go. Harrison leads, Constant Ryan second, Matt 45 is third, but he's got a very, very feisty Bull Progeny behind him. Remember, Bull Progeny had to serve a drive-through penalty after the first safety car for speeding under the safety car. But he's now recovered very strongly and is within a touching distance of the podium. And I'm sure, yes, DRS wide open on that McLaren. He's got the DRS. So now Matt 45 will be acutely aware that he's going to have some defending to do very soon. There's not really any other battles going on now because I think Sebastian has dropped off of Straka. Perhaps those softs are starting to fade. It was a fair gamble, I suppose, but I don't think it's going to work out for Sebastian, sadly. But we shall see how that progresses on that. But this is the battle to watch at the moment. Bull Progeny versus Matt 45 as they go round Puon. This is the only close battle on track at the moment, although Norris is a bit closer to Sambo, although he's just pitted, so there goes that battle out the window as well. Are we going to have another VSC? That is the main question now. I don't see a VSC happening because I feel like... Oh, saying that, we've had a yellow flag. It's Cornish Pirate. He's had a moment and he's lost 9th to Straka. And he's defending hard from Sebastian. Oh, I thought he was going to lose 10th.
Might be on fire.
No. So Straka has gained a position. That'll ease the damage of his grid drop a little bit. He'll now only drop to 9th rather than 10th. While Sebastian will be looking to do this so he can get into the points effectively as well. Oh, but I think he's going to have to hold firm, or is he going to go for a lunge down the bus stop chicane? Yes, he is. He's going for it. He's trying to go round, but Cornish Pirate is defending resolutely. Meanwhile, I'm going to go back on board with Progeny because he is right on the back of Matt 45 as they come towards the DRS straight just past Radillon. And it looks as though Matt 45 has no answer. And he relinquishes 3rd place to Bull Progeny. This is a fantastic fight back by the Irish driver. He moves into 3rd place. So at the moment, Harrison has extended his gap to Constant Ryan. It's now 3.8 seconds. What's that?
I thought Cornish was going to lose it on top of it. Oh, a little bit of contact.
A little bit of contact between Sebastian and Cornish, and Sebastian has got past. Just.
Yeah, I thought Cornish was going to lose it on top of the hill, but he managed to save it.
That's a crucial move by Sebastian as well, because it means he's in the points effectively now, because the one-place grid drop will drop into 10th. And it will also put Cornish Pirate back up to 8 because of Stracker's grid drop as well. So that was an important move for Sebastian. He needs to maintain that 9th place now to at least score a championship point in this very, very crazy race we've had. It has settled down now, but the first half of this Grand Prix was, well, the first 2/3 I would even say, were absolute manic stuff. But Cornish Pirate has got him again. What's happened? Sebastian's lost it. And Rollhard Lad has passed him as well. So Sebastian lost it in Sector 2. Perhaps, I don't know where. That would have been through the chicanes, I suppose. But he's now down to 11th and out of the points. Oh my god, my connotator's curse has struck him once again. What is going on with me tonight? That means Rollhard is now in the points in 10th position. I need to just stop name bombing people, because clearly I'm just causing problems.
Pulled in the pits.
So Sebastian is in the pits, so clearly those tyres are cooked. And that will promote Dom up to 11th place. The Mr. Consistency is going to... He's made a few positions, that's what he said, because I think he started like 19th or something. Let's have a look
at the wing change.
He is, so he must have damaged his wing when he lost it. Let's have a look at the major positions. I think Jezza and Pushkar have been the main winners so far. They have gained 6 positions in this Grand Prix. Dom has gained 7 as well, but it's been far from a clean race for Dom. But Jezza's done a very good race, considering if it is his first race on the wheel, he's looked much more steady and consistent. And it looks as though the move to wheel has done wonders for the Haas driver, as he's looking to go on home to a very solid 5th place position, just behind his teammate, even if he is 7 seconds down the road. But we are coming up to 3 laps to go. Harrison is just coming to the bus stop chicane. At the moment, it's looking like a fairly comfortable victory, despite what happened at the start. It looks as though Harrison's got this under control now. Unless there's a late safety car, I think this could very well be going Harrison's way. Constant Ryan hasn't been able to keep with him. If anything, his tyres are fading, and Bull Progeny is suddenly really threatening him. He's now within 1.6 seconds. The gap now. And it's only getting smaller and smaller. That was Jezza. I really need to stop naming people, because clearly it's hurting them whenever I do. I apologise again. I am the ultimate commentator's curse, it appears. So, I think now...
Murray did it plenty of times.
Anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. I'm sorry, that was terrible, I know. Anyway, Bull Progeny is closing. Oh yes, it could have been. Absolutely. Usually when I do a my walk impression, it's just me going, off goes Mika Hakkinen! Stuff like that. Roland has left. He's already out, sadly. Not the best day for the Dutch driver. He had been on a very impressive run of form, but it's just not ended well today, after a very aggressive move from Pushkar around Pouon. And Pushkar is in 7th place, so he's on for scoring some points, but we'll have to see if a ticket goes in on him because of it. We'll have to see. 3-second time penalty for Bull Progeny. That could be a very costly mistake. In fact, I'm just going to let's just have a quick look at the penalty situation. Constant Ryan has 1. Harrison has none, so he's in very much a safe position. So now Progeny is now going to have to make this move done. He was going to pass Constant Ryan basically by virtue of penalties. Now he is going to have to make the move happen, and he's 1.5 seconds behind. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen on the last lap. So that will be the battle to stay on board with, I think. Though we do have Rollhard Lad closing in on Cornish Pirate for 9th as well, which will be an effective 8th place once Stracker R11's penalty takes over. But this is the battle to watch, the battle for 2nd place effectively, because Bull Progeny... What about Matt 45? Does he... I think he must surely have a penalty. No, he doesn't. So if Matt 45 can stick with these two, he might still jump both of them for second place. So Matt 45 has just got to get the metal on a little bit more. He's currently 2.7 seconds behind Constant Ryan. But I think Constant Ryan's tyres might well be fading here. This is going to be a very interesting little scrap for the final 2 podium places. Because the 2 cars ahead have penalties. Matt 45 does not. But he has dropped back a little bit. He's now outside of the 3-second window he needs to be in. But if Bull Progeny and Constant Ryan start fighting, that could very much change in a heartbeat.
Well, just so you're aware, Warhard Lad is in DRS zone of Cornish.
He is indeed.
So is Bull Progeny.
Just out of curiosity, what national anthem should I be playing for a Racing Point? Should I be playing Canadian?
Oh, Sebastian's picked up a...
I'm going to put...
he's done himself.
Yeah,
I would say Canadian.
Seeing as it's Lawrence Stroll's baby pet project now, so yeah, why not? So yeah, so British and Canadian national anthems lined up. Let's hope I don't end up jinxing it for Harrison now, but surely he's not going to lose it now. He's on to the final lap. The main action is going on behind though, because Bull Progeny is now right on the back of Constant Ryan, and Matt 45 is closing in as well. In fact, Bull Progeny's made a move already. He's already passed Constant Ryan before they even got to the DRS straight. Was that Constant Ryan making a mistake, or I'm just wondering, was that a tactical move by Constant Ryan? Because now he's got the DRS. Is he going to get back past Bull Progeny? That might have been a tactical play by Constant Ryan because he's got back past the McLaren. But he's had a wobble at the exit, and now Bull Progeny is putting pressure under him for second place. And all of this is helping the driver behind. And Bull Progeny goes down the outside. Oh, bit of contact between the two. Bull Progeny gets back into second place. But as I said, this is all helping the driver behind, who is just minding his own business and might well be in line to steal it from under both of their noses. But we're coming up to the final sector as Harrison goes around onto sector 3, but meanwhile Constant Ryan is still chasing Bull Progeny with Matt 45 right behind as well. But we'll go on board with what is surely to be a comfortable race winner as Norris gets out of the way. Through Blanchimont he goes, and coming up to the bus stop chicane, the final couple of corners to go. It was a difficult start, but he got her over it, and he's now taken victory for the first time of the rebooted season. Harrison wins the Belgian Grand Prix, and in dominant fashion in the end. But who's going to take the second place? This is going to be close. Bull Progeny crosses the line, Constant Ryan crosses the line. It is Matt 45 who takes second place for Haas, with Bull Progeny rounding up the podium in third. Constant Ryan losing out and finishes 4th position. Matt 45 kept his nose clean, didn't get a penalty, and he has reaped the rewards. A second place. Jezza, a great result for him, with Gunhead just behind him in 6th place. So, good result by Gunhead as well. Pushcar 7th. Straka finishes 8th. But who's going to get the penalty? Who's going to finish here? Rollhard, despite spinning at the line, has jumped Cornish Pirate in penalties and will take 8th place from Straka after his grid drop. So, Straka drops to 9th, and Cornish Pirate rounds out the points for his positions in 10th place, with Dom and Sebastian just coming across the line now to round it off. And Sambo is still running and will come home to finish 13th as well. Will Sebastian jump Dom? No, he does not. Far too many penalties, so unlucky for Dom, just off of the points. It could have, one more retirement, he would have been in the points, but unfortunately it hasn't played that way for him. But, well, what a podium we have then. Harrison, Matt 45 and Bull Progeny. Let's get those 3 drivers in here if we can. Let's see, there's Bull, there's Harrison, and then I just need to get Matt 45 in as well. That was a fantastic race to watch. It did get a little bit quiet towards the end, but then the second, third and fourth guys definitely made it more exciting. Let's just get Matt 45 in as well if I can, which I can't seem to do. I can't seem to invite Matt 45. Can you get him in, Ben?
Let's give it a try.
If you can. Just before we start the podium celebrations. Constantine Ryan leaves, perhaps not happy with how things played out. Yeah, I don't have Matt45 added as a friend yet. I will definitely rectify that after this, but we need to get him in for the podium celebrations. We've already got the other two drivers in.
Sent.
He's in. Okay, so hopefully he will be coming in. But I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for him to come in, we will get the podium celebrations underway because we do have our race winner Harrison in. So we will celebrate by playing the British and Canadian, seeing it is Lawrence Stroll's team, national anthems. Hang on, let's actually turn my actual mic on so you can hear me at home. So we will start off with our race winner, Harrison. Fantastic job. You were second place in Australia. You've taken the win today, despite a shaky start from what it looked like. Well done.
Thank you.
So obviously, like I said, you qualified second just behind Progeny. You did have, I think you dropped a couple of positions at the start. It did end up becoming a bit of a test of patience with all the safety cars. Did your strategy basically keep changing on the fly, or were you always sticking to what you were doing?
Well, to clarify what happened on lap 1, when this first safety car came out, I got rear-ended, which caused me to go off track and lose a few positions, so I don't know what actually happened there.
Okay.
So I rejoined in 4th, I believe it was. I had a bit of a tangle with Matt at the last chicane. He didn't leave me space, but I managed still to get past him. Then the second safety car came out, and it was only 2 laps from my pit stop, so I decided to pit Ryan did the same thing. So then after the safety car went in, I managed to get up to Ryan after a few VSCs that came out, and then just manage my tyres from there, and then that's it.
Fair enough. This result is going to help your championship title aspirations, especially with a lot of the top guys not scoring points. You will jump into second place now. Did you get the fastest lap point as well?
Yes, I did.
You did. So you'll be now on 45 points. I think Stracker's going to move up to 50 points, but you're going to move up to second place. So is that going to mean maximum attack mode for the next race on?
I don't know what the next track is, but I will, as I always do, I take one race at a time. Even though I'm maybe second in the championship after the standings update, I don't focus on that until the championship's finished and I see where I end up.
Fair enough. That's a good way to look at it. I'm just going to try and find what the next track is, because I believe it's written down somewhere. Here we go. The next track is good old US of A. So are you looking forward to that one next week?
Well, I literally did that track in my other league 2 weeks ago, so I did have I've got a good setup for that track, and I managed to finish that race with no time penalties, because that track is notorious for time penalties in the S section.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations once again on the race win. Well done. I think it's a long time coming after, well, I know you obviously won Mexico in the previous one, but I think it was only a matter of time before you won a race in the rebooted season. But we will now move on to our second place driver, Matt45. Well done, my friend.
Thanks. That was a tough race. And, I wasn't really sure where I was going to end up in the end, because it was close on penalties, that's for sure.
It certainly was. You obviously maybe didn't quite have the raw pace of the two cars ahead of you, Progeny and Constant Ryan, but just by keeping it clean and not getting a penalty, you ended up jumping them both towards the end when they started fighting. Was that all part of your plan, or were you just trying to keep with them and hope for the best?
Yeah, I let Progeny pass in the hope he'd drag me towards Ryan, because he didn't have a penalty at that point, so I figured I'd probably get third. And Progeny pulled me along a bit, and then they were fighting, and Progeny got a penalty towards the end, which allowed me to get second.
How were you reacting to the? Obviously, we had 4 safety cars in that race, two physical, 2 virtual. How did you react to them? Did you just try and keep you calm? Did you?
Well, it was a bit crazy at the start. In the first 6 laps, we'd already had 2 safety cars in the virtual, so I managed to pit under the safety car, which allowed me to jump Progeny, which was unlucky for him, because he was really quick. Probably the quickest person out there today, I think.
Your result is going to propel you up the standings as well. You were on 17 points. These 18 points are going to put you 35 points, just behind... I believe it's just behind T.S. Leclerc and Bull Progeny, who we'll go into in a second. Do you still consider yourself a title contender? Because it's still very close up the top.
I mean, probably not, but you never know what can happen in this league. I've had 2 bad results and a couple of decent ones so far, so it all ends up balancing it out. Other people have had bad races today, but I'm sure they'll be back strong next week.
And how are you looking forward to USA? Is that a good track for you, not a good track, or how are you?
It's an okay track. It doesn't really thrill me, but it's better than some of the other tracks. I like it more than Spa anyway.
Fair enough. We will now then, thank you very much for those answers, Matt45. We will now move on to Bull Progeny, who I think can only be referred to as the comeback kid after what happened to him at the start. Well done on your great recovery drive, Bull Progeny.
It was fun.
It was fun. So, what was going through your mind? You got you got the pole position, you got the fastest lap, then the safety car comes out, and you end up getting a drive-through penalty for unintentionally, of course, speeding under it. What was going through your mind then?
I suppose I was thinking the comeback will be strong and hard, but when it happened, obviously the lobby had some connection problems early in the qualifying when there was a restart, and as you know, my connection wasn't tip-top yesterday in Monaco.
No.
But as the safety car came out, as Harrison said, he was just behind me and he disappeared. At the time, I thought he's like, I know he's not somebody who just crashes under safety cars, so I thought like he's disconnected or something. Then Chris left the game, then Nade left the game, and the party disconnected. So in my head, I'm like, well, here we go again. Here's some more disconnections. And with all that running through my head, I wasn't watching the Delta and just tipped over it.
I see. So obviously you've had a bit of an up and down season so far. Hungary was terrible. Austria, you were leading it, and then the rain sort of threw spanner in the works. But you've now had 2 podium positions in Monaco and in here right here, Belgium. What am I on about?
Yeah.
You now sit. I believe you're sitting on 36 points now, tied with Leclerc right now. How is your mentality going to? How is your mentality going to be going forward into USA?
Well, I mean, I think I have to come to the realization that strategy decisions is not my best. It's not my strong suit. But not to toot my horn, but I am the fastest person here, so that's really the only thing that can help me out of this.
That was going to be my final question. Are you a bit worried that you may start being labelled as a bit of a Jarno Trulli of F1 2019, in that you're a very strong qualifier, but it never seems to be working out quite that way in the races? Are you a bit worried that maybe you need to start having some good races? Like, I think you're definitely overdue a race victory at this point. So, do you think that's on the horizon?
I think all I'd say to people who say that is that this is my first F1 game. People have been around for 6, 7, 8, however many F1 games.
True,
and
very true.
For the most part, I'm faster than those people. So next game, who knows? I think it's only up.
We're on the 9th F1 game.
Well,
no,
there we go, 9th.
Actually, I'd say technically it's the 10th of Codemasters, but we don't want to talk about the first. Let's just put it that way. Thank you very much, Prodigy, for those answers. Beasty, Leclerc, do you have anything you want to add? Any questions you want to ask?
I would just like to say congratulations on the win, Harrison, and Matt for a solid drive, as well as all Progeny.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
I'd like to say, slow the fuck down. Go get a life. Not that you can go get a life whilst you're under quarantine, but yeah.
Quite.
Well done, guys. Obviously, that's only a joke. I'm not that harsh. Depends who I'm speaking to. But yeah, keep it up, and hopefully we can have another good race in USA.
Yeah, I think couldn't have said it better myself. I'm certainly, this was a great race. It did maybe get a bit quieter towards the end, but it was a very, very fun race to commentate with. I do want to give a big apologies out if anyone feels like I cursed them in any way with my commentary. I do apologise, but that will be it for
me. Before I crashed, if you mentioned me, I'm blaming you.
I'm not sure. I think no, I don't think so.
If anyone does feel like that, just fire a Markham message and just have a go at him for it. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, bring it on. Screw it. I'll take it. Anyway, we will end the stream there. So obviously, as I said, next weekend we are heading all over the good old USA in Austin, Texas. And we'll be going there for round 5 of the rebooted SFR Season 2. So Stracker still is going to cling on to his championship lead, but it's now been very much... We've got new challenges emerging with some of his other drivers not scoring points behind. But I'm expecting a very, very tough tussle coming up. As next weekend, I'm expecting a very, very fiercely contested round 5 at the Circuit of Americas for the USA Grand Prix. Good night, everyone.